Yend, Shaylin, Vanril, and Dwemer, you guys had a crazy day, which started out pretty ordinary-ish. Like you helped Grudweir on some archaeologist nonsense, just escort her to her work site. And then when you came back, there were some goats that were really angry, and you had to fight some goats. And that was weird, but whatever. You got some goat meat out of it. That was cool. And then Achaka here was all like, "Hey, you guys should come play this board game with us. Me and Fen and Grudweir and usually Booma. We all play this game. It's got dice and cards. It's a grand old time." And you all were like, that sounds weird, but okay." And you came and you sat down and you started to play this nerdy game. And something weird started to happen. There was a weird sound in the hallway coming from the direction of the holodeck. And Vanril poked his head out to be like, "What's going on down there?" And one of Booma's assistants, their robot assistant, Bishop, was like, "Everything's fine, everything's cool, just doing some tests." And Vanril was like, "That's fucking bullshit. You're a liar." But you guys went back to your game, and you played a couple more rounds, and then you heard that word sound again, and then time stopped. And you were through some crazy time shenanigans. You appeared in a weird place that was full of wind and pointy rocks and just desolate landscape everywhere, and there was nothing but you guys and a fragment of this building with like half of the table and a weird spiky ball you found on the ground. And then you saw a, oh, I forgot to put the tubes on here. You got a message from the, you heard the tube rattling, the hamster tube rattling, which is weird because it wasn't attached to the ceiling or anything, and you got a message from the administrator saying, "Hey, hang on, we're working on it." So you went back to sit in the room, and there was a weird feeling again. You were transported somewhere else, a dense jungle, and there were dinosaurs. I also forgot the dinosaur head. Hold on.
How long did you spend on this map and you forgot something?
I mean, I was trying to make offices for everybody. Here is a dead dino head bleeding on the ground. Yes, art.
Okay.
Anyways,
Matt's not here. Matt's not here to draw on our tabletop.
Yeah.
Wait, but you have me.
Yeah,
yes,
feel
that's
free
true.
to draw a better dino head in this room. Yeah, so you fought some dinosaurs randomly. That was weird. And you managed to kill them and drag them at least partially into the building before your fragment got transported once again, including at least the head of the dinosaur that you dragged in. And then you heard all of the scientists being like, "Woohoo! They were able to fix it! We got them back! Hooray!" And then you walked into the hallway. I believe Vanril or Yen was like, I want to get out of here. I'm going home."
I think
And you-
I think
Both of them were like, "All right,
both
we're
of us
getting
were
the fuck
like,
outta
well,
here."
yeah, that's it. We're done.
And you turned a corner and just saw this inky void, mostly void, partially stars, just staring back at you. And a couple of the scientists staring at this and being like, "Shit." And that was where you guys are right now, reacting to that.
Just
go.
just flabbergasted. Just where's my house?
Oh, not this shit again.
Yep.
I
One of the-
fucking hate portals.
This is getting really long.
The goblin, who's is like in housekeeping, grabs one of the hamster tubes and just kind of shakes a hamster out into space, and it just kind of floats away into a little hamster sickle. And he's like, "Well, that's bad."
Like as soon as it floats out here, it just turns to ice.
Yeah, it just turns into a little hamster popsicle and drifts away. You do notice there are large chunks of building. Well, obviously, there's large chunks of your building missing, but you also see some of them floating around. But you also see fragments of other debris floating around out here. You're in kind of like a messy, debris-filled area.
Hmm.
Some of it looks like it has little chunks of plants or something stuck to it. It's very strange. And some of the pieces kind of float close enough you could grab them if you wanted. Somebody rolled something. Do I have enough time to grab a beer and your food? Go quickly!
All right. Be right back.
Food is important for energy. Ichaka turns around and, here I should pinpoint people. Ichaka turns around and yells at Kithin, I thought you said the administrator was sending us back. What happened? And Kithin is just staring into the inky void, being like, it's possible the administrator made a mistake, but... And she just kind of trails off. She looks doubtful about that. And at this point, you guys hear the hamster tube rattle again, and a little hamster with a little, like, air bubble helmet crawls out.
Little astronaut helmet.
Hamsters in space.
It's got
Yep.
it's got a little fishbowl on it, on its head.
Yep. And spits out a wad of paper. Who gets the paper?
I don't know who's standing closest.
If it spits out a wad of paper with a fishbowl on its head, wouldn't it still be in the fishbowl?
This is true. It takes off its tiny hamster helmet and gently deposits the paper and then puts the helmet on.
Why is it wearing a globe on its head? Hey, P-Dog.
Oh gosh, hi. Here, that's a hamster tube. The red circles are hamster tubes.
All right.
Oh good, I like the
Well-
blood. That's a nice detail on that dinosaur.
All right.
Yep.
I was gonna say
Here,
that's an
food and
excellent free handing on dinosaur head.
Thank you.
Does one of you guys pick up?
I'll
Message?
take the hamster and extract the, just pull the fishbowl off and fish the message out of it.
The message just says that there was an unknown complication. Stand by. Help is on the way.
Administrator says to stand by.
As you're saying that, a weird sound appears and a portal appears. And Agnes and Rudo appear out of the portal.
And my crab.
And your crab. Oh gosh, Branwyn, hold on, let me go grab Branwyn. Branwyn's on
Branwyn.
very important.
Where's Branwyn?
Gotta get your crab.
I love Branwyn. I am going to make him a plushie.
He was cursed by a warlock.
He was cursed by a warlock.
I just noticed that the dead T-Rex
Why
has
does it have an
it has an uwu face.
Blush.
And this guy also shows up. Did he appear? No, he did not. Come on, Rudo.
Mm-mm.
Gosh, darn it. Well, there's an invisible person there.
Rudo didn't drag.
Did not drag, or there's gonna be 3 of him.
I apologize if you can hear my crunching.
There we go.
There he is.
We can.
I'm
There we go.
eating the bones of my enemies.
Alright. Nope, not on top of you guys. Anyways, these 3 appear. A, tiefling, a half-orc, and a crab. Would you like to describe yourself, Kelly? Or
Nope.
Agnes?
Yes. So, as I come out of the portal, everyone sees a very tall, very red tiefling. She's got black hair, and she's also kind of porcupine-y. So, in her black hair, there's like porcupine spikes. She has freckles and yellow cat eyes, and she has she's kind of holding a lute thing. They don't quite know what it is until, you know, she says it's a hard on her. It's not like a lute, it's actually, you know, violin thing. And she has a little crab sitting nestled up in her hair. It's screaming, I was cursed by a warlock! And I give it pats as I'm just kind of like, oh, this is space. Nice.
And you guys you guys probably recognize Agnes. These guys have been working here for like a month before shenanigans happened. And Agnes, you've probably been around the Institute. I think you've been
Yes,
around for at least about
I-
a couple months or so.
Yeah, I wave hi to,
Yep.
some of the folks. I'm like, oh, hello, nice to see you. Glad
You
you're
may,
okay.
you may not be like close friends, but you probably like passed each other in the cafeteria or something.
Yeah.
Ichaka sees her brother and is like, Rudo, what are you doing here? And like runs to him and is like, where are your glasses? And she just like tackles him and he awkwardly pats her on the back, being like, oh dear, where are we now? Yeah, and then Shailin is readying her spear and says, friend or foe or food? Question mark?
I'm not friend, foe, or food. I am existence.
And then the portal
I-
disappears.
But
In a
mostly
poof behind
friend.
him.
Friend existence.
Did the administrator send you?
Yes. To do what? I have no idea.
He sent you with the machine.
To give us delicious crap?
No, the crab is not food. He is my friend. He is cursed by a warlock.
That's debatable.
Agnes, you remembered that like Marsh
Oh.
told you a bunch of instructions in a hurry, and didn't really explain anything, but he handed you a machine. It was like, here, they're gonna need this. They're gonna run out of air in about now. So yeah, get going. Here you go. Good luck.
I mean,
And push you through the portal.
yay. I have a thing that someone gave me to give you guys, oxygen, air to breathe. So you might want this.
And at this
I
point,
hold up the thing.
you guys will notice that there's kind of a bubble, a hazy bubble, an atmosphere, if you will. Yes, it's bullshit science, but go with it. That is kind of covering all of the fragments of this piece of the Institute, and it is noticeably shrinking. Agnes, you remember from your time in the plane of water about how much space this generator could make for oxygen? It was about a medium-sized room's worth of air bubble.
Yes, basically the room that everybody is in would give it an air bubble.
Yeah, but it probably couldn't provide air to this whole space. So your first task is to figure out where you want oxygen in this place.
Yeah.
And go.
where... Alright, so this machine apparently cannot cover the entire area of this institute.
Mhm.
But we need to attach this machine to an area where it has a quote-unquote power supply so it can work. So we need to decide what room you guys want to be in, so that way we can
this will be the machine.
live and not die of oxygen, which I think most of you can agree on, that we don't want to die of suffocation out in space.
Finn's
Yeah,
weird gaming room is probably
stunned.
the largest.
Stunned nods in silence from the scientists.
Finn's
Shailin, you're
weird.
saying, do we need to carry it around like a bucket? It's
Um,
pretty big. I mean, I guess you could carry it with you. You can move it. It'd probably be inconvenient to just bring with you everywhere. It'd be like playing Crystal Chronicles, where you have to bring that chalice everywhere.
Yes, I'm glad you got the reference.
No, we just need to put it down and attach it to wherever you guys want it, so that way we have oxygen.
Yep.
The sooner, the sooner the better.
Yeah, you can see that the area is shrinking again.
Right. Error, Thor, reality not found. Grab the dinghy and get the foot in the cracking room.
Yep. Find a space.
I think the dwarf wants you to follow him.
Okay.
I
I
will
do not
grab
understand a
the
word he said,
key.
but this is fine.
I'm gonna make this be controlled by all, so you guys can move it as you please.
Don't worry about it.
Also, Todd, it helps if you... I don't always see when you're typing in the chat, so if you're gonna say stuff, do try to say it out loud. Sorry.
I'm just not boozed up enough to really roleplay, so I'm working
That's
on
okay.
it.
You don't need to be boozed to roleplay, you just need to talk.
So you are currently in, Agnes, you see, it looks like some kind of... you vaguely remember this was one of the chemistry labs. It's got a table set up. It looks like it's got a board game or something. There's all kinds of bullshit on the table. There's like a map. There's dice. There's cards. There's a
dinosaur.
arm. Oh wait, I missed Fen. No, there he is. Fen is actually in here, grabbing his own arm and looking really sad. It
Is-
Need a
is it-
hand?
Is he okay?
He gives you a dirty look. He looks pretty pale and kind of shell shocked. He's just kind of sitting there. Somebody has bandaged up, or like done an awkward job bandaging up his stump.
Mhm.
But like, it's not like his arm is attached to him or anything.
Would healing him help his condition, or is he on his
Yeah,
way to?
I have healing spells.
Yeah, Kithen at this point kind of clears her throat and is like, yes, if any of you have healing spells, that would.
I
Please
have
Please do.
healing
Please attend to the
spell.
frog.
I look at the frog. I'm like,
Yep.
looks like you need a hand. And I cast healing word on him.
He just goes, "Oh my word, thank you, dear." Oh,
I give him an awkward thumbs up.
Yep.
The crab clicks his little claws.
So your healing spell is not able to reattach his arm, but you do get him stabilized, so he's not gonna like bleed out from this.
Nice.
Um,
This is good.
Jalen is busy carving into that dinosaur head for food.
okay.
This is
Oh, good. Kithen kind of looks around at the other scientists just staring in disbelief, and Groodrear's kind of running around back and forth, just being like, "Oh god, we're gonna die! We're gonna die! Oh my god, we're gonna die! We're in space! We're gonna die! How are we gonna eat? What are we gonna eat?" And Kithen's
Alright,
like,
so
okay, first thing
everybody
first. Yeah,
Everyone should come into this room because,
that's where the
you
air's gonna be.
yeah, the
Yeah.
air's gonna be in this room. So I'll just
Everybody
set
get
up-
in Fenn's weird game room.
Yes,
This is-
I'm gonna
The chemistry lab.
chemistry lab game room. We're all
Come on.
playing God here.
Where's Groodrear? Did I miss her?
She's
Oh, there she
up
is.
here.
Eh. she's stuck in a state of panic.
Yep.
And Kithen says, "Groodrear, if we run out of food, we'll just eat you. Get in here." And at which point he kind of like snaps out of it and gives Kithen a really dirty look and kind of sulks into the room.
I grab the machine, and
Okay.
I'm
Just
just
put the
like,
machine
okay,
over here.
I have no idea if this is how you poke it, but I proceed to press whatever buttons or anything are on it to set it up.
Go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
I am by no means smart.
And if
Oh,
anybody else wants to roll
I'm
a check,
seven.
That makes
17.
2 of us.
17. Oh, you're good. You remembered seeing Bishop set it up before. Is this the correct bubble? Yes, this will do. It's a shiny rainbow bubble. You remember seeing Bishop set it up before, so you fiddle with one of the beacon crystal things, and we'll just do it like that. It'll cover about that much room. Or maybe it'll be nice to make it a bit bigger. A little bit bigger. And to map. There we go. Hey, you guys have air. You have successfully found one of the first things that you need for survival: oxygen.
P-Dog says
Yes.
it looks like Reptar was beheaded in this room.
It does actually very much.
Here, I can make it look more like Reptar.
Give it those big goofy teeth.
Yep.
Well,
Those big
he
cartoon
has like
eyes.
these little spikies on his head.
This game is serious business.
Yeah.
There. There we go.
I think
Reptar.
I don't think there's a
Yep.
center. I don't think we're centered on the machine.
Oh, you're right. I can move it.
From my memory of Reptar, I think he has those, but
Something like that.
shrug.
There you go.
Yeah.
You set it on the table. This device can be moved around if you decide to relocate to another part of the institute. It's just kind of a pain to move. So that's there. But you're not gonna run out of air for a second. And you watch over the course of the next few minutes as the air in the rest of these rooms vanishes, and so now you are in just this little area. Though you can still see them. You could still technically go out and walk around on them. You just would have to hold your breath. How good are you guys at holding your breath?
Better than we think
Not
we.
that good.
Not that good.
D&D's pretty generous about that.
I have the necklace of adaptation, so I could probably live in space.
I'm gonna take the hamster and just hold it outside of the bubble for a second.
Okay. You see it do its little squabble for breath, and then it.
And then I bring it back.
Is this the hamster with the space helmet?
I removed the helmet, but I'm just gonna hold him out there for a second, see if it freezes to death.
It does start to get frosty.
All right, I'll pull it
Before you
back.
pull it in.
I mean,
guess I
I mean, I guess
it's not
my hand was holding it, so I could feel how cold it is out there.
Yeah. I guess I over dramatized it. It's very cold, but it's not going to freeze you instantly.
Okay.
It's not. I'm not going to go by actual space rules. You can survive for a little while before freezing solid in space. So if you needed to scout, for example, you could probably stay out here for like 5 minutes in game time before you needed to get back to warmth and oxygen.
Right.
Kelly, with apologies, can you mute when you're munching? I'm sorry.
I thought no one could hear me. I asked if anybody could hear my crunching.
We can
I'm
all hear
sorry.
we can all hear you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's fine, and I think it only really bugs me because I'm a weirdo about that. But I apologize. But thank you for doing that.
We can hold our breaths for a number of minutes equal to 1 plus our Constitution modifier, a minimum of 30 seconds.
Oh. 1 minus a minimum of 30 seconds.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say you guys could probably hold it. We'll just say at least a minute.
Enough.
Give you a good 10 rounds.
I start to think of where the last time I saw a plant was.
Okay. That you do know that there are kind of houseplants all over the place. Though I will say a detail I forgot to mention: when you plugged in the beacon, the glowing crystal that powers this device, there was a beam of light that flashed out of it temporarily, and just kind of filled the whole space. So for a moment, your eyes were like, temporarily, not blinded, but spots. And it is now glowing in a comforting way, but it seemed to beam a light out into space. So you're looking for plants, Yend. There are plants kind of all over the place. Let's see.
Just not
Question
this
is,
room.
not in this room. Although you guys are in the chemistry lab, so stand by while you're exploring. So in this room, you've got an arm, a dinosaur head, some dice. Hey, everybody!
How much meat would I have carved by now?
Oh, you've just been carving dino head this whole time?
Yep, just food. We need food for travel.
This is priorities. Yeah, there we go.
There is some stuff over here we could probably pull out of the cold.
Yeah.
That would work.
I'm gonna
go
say
and get
you'll say you get like 10 pounds of dino meat from that head.
Okay, 10 pounds of dino meat. Adding that.
Everybody make a perception check for me.
Still have takoyaki.
Oh, that's true. You've got lots of takoyaki.
15.
Perception.
We will not be starving. We will not be starving to death anytime soon.
What?
We will not be starving to death anytime soon.
Nope.
Okay, so let's see.
And I have salted fish.
Shaylin got the highest perception. Alright, so let's starting. Yend. Oh
Oops,
wait,
Sorry.
that's okay. Yend, there's just like a weird smell in this room, but you can't quite place it. Dwemer. And Agnes, it feels like you just realize that you can kind of smell smoke coming from a variety of areas. And Shaylin, you realize that a bunch of the scientists who were not in your group look like they've been horribly burned,
Oh,
or not, or their clothes look burned. At least a couple of them also look like they've actually got burn injuries too. Kithen is kind of trying to hide a hand that looks like it's seen better days.
okay. Shaylin's still focused on food right now, so she steps out of the bubble,
Yep.
not realizing she can't breathe, and she's like,
Well, it's very cold. It's like stepping into a cold lake. You do that gasp of "Oh shit, that's cold."
I think
kinda gotta
Shaylin
steel
is
yourself.
used to it. But
Okay.
for her, cold, and I can't breathe.
Getting apples.
Getting apples and bread and other food.
Shaylin is very focused on survival food. At this point, Keithan's like, good, motivation there. I guess that we've solved the oxygen problem. Let's,
Yeah.
look at other survival issues. We're gonna need, well, I guess food is being worked on. We may need some blankets or something for warmth. We should take inventory of what supplies we have to survive with, I suppose.
By the power of Thor, I can create food and water.
Ah, interesting. That will be useful.
So this is all the help that you had.
This is all the help.
Gesturing to the MacGuffin of air.
The MacGuffin of air, yes.
This is the only help that we could give at the time. Like there's not many. There weren't many people.
Would you rather we no breathe? It would be friendly.
At this point, Era's like, oh wait, yeah, the administrator said we got a message right before you guys bamfed back saying the administrator was sending us home. What happened? Keithan, you saw that message. What was that about? And Keithan says, and Keithan's kind of been staring off into the starry void of nothingness, just being like, the administrator didn't say they were sending us home specifically. This was before we were able to reunite with the heat force over here. They said that they were going to reconnect us if we could act quickly. It was going to try to reconfigure my machine to reverse what had been done, and asked for the last coordinates that were set into it, but I don't understand. This is supposed to be the Feywild. I don't believe the administrator made a mistake, though.
Do you think the Feywild got I don't know, deleted?
I'm not sure how that would happen, and she's just kind of staring, very perplexed at the floating rocks nearby, like just the nothingness floating around in space.
Do we see plant life on one of these rocks? I'm just trying to get. just trying to get a hold of something.
Oh yeah, with plant. Yes, I'm sorry, and you do see some little scraggly bits on some of the debris floating by. You want to grab some?
I'm just gonna grab some grass or some soil or a flower, like something.
Okay.
Anything I can get in this bubble before it, withers out in the cold.
They'll notice that you're searching for plants also, and they can be like, "Do you want us to go scouting for plants? We can try to gather what we find and bring it back."
I just need one.
All right. Try to. What can you do to grab in? There's many free floating fragments floating nearby. What can you do to reel one in?
Not much, unfortunately. Because as I said, I opted for the things that are thematically appropriate and not the things that would allow me to grab shit from far away.
Are any of them close enough for Vanril to mage hand over to...
Totally. Some of the smaller pieces.
Okay, mage hand.
Alright, you bring in, here, I'm gonna shrink this to you.
Feels good, doesn't
This small. And over here, you bring a rock nearby.
Is Shaylin also able to reach with her glaive and pull things in?
Yeah, you could probably, poke things awkwardly. There's also, like, you can see there's just, like, a crate floating around out there. There's just loose floating pieces of this building.
Okay, Shaylin takes a deep breath, because I think, wait, can we see?
If you need a plan, I can send out my magical stuffed mittens.
Mittens? Oh, that's right. You got a fake cat or something, don't you?
I have a weird, like, cat thing that I can use music on.
Right. Alright, well, let's start with Yend. Yend, you do manage to get you kind of or Vanril mage hands a rock into the air bubble.
Okay.
And it floats towards you, and then as soon as it gets into the bubble, it seems like the gravity shifts. So you get the impression that gravity is dependent upon if it's inside or like adjacent to the building or like just free floating.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it has a bright pink plant of some sort on it that looks quite crystallized, but you might be able to bring it back.
I mean, I could probably druid craft it into something healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd let that.
I'll just make sure it. I'll try and druid craft it to make it like flourish, bloom,
Okay.
whatever it has to do, just to make sure it's not dead. And when I am convinced that it is not dead, I'm gonna cast plant growth on it.
Oh, okay.
And I just want this plant life to basically surround the walls in this bubble.
Okay.
Are you
Interesting.
able to see outside of this wall?
Yeah. You can, this
Okay.
is all basically an open window.
That's
if
that's
there's,
helpful.
like, over here
Alright.
also, this is just a window at this point.
Jalen takes a deep breath and jumps for these plants.
Oh my gosh, okay. Alright, hold on there.
As Shaylin does that, I just yeet some kelp rope around her waist.
Yeah,
Because
there
I
we go.
still have some of that.
So, as soon as you get into the air, your momentum kind of, it doesn't
Slows
slow
down.
down necessarily, but like your trajectory changes. You just keep floating up in the direction you were
Jalen
jumping.
was not jumping high.
Unless you were managing to jump at straight across, there's probably an arc towards your jump.
Probably a slight arc, yes.
So because you're kind of now in a 0G situation, you just kind of keep going. The arc is a little bit different than you expected. Well,
Does Shaylin hit the ceiling, like on this wall?
it turns out the roof is gone.
But not ceiling, the top of
The wall? Yeah, okay, I could say you kind of bounce off of that and you're able to like oh, words are difficult. Rearrange yourself. Reorient. Thank you. Yes.
Shaylin tries talking, but she's holding her breath, so she's like.
Alright. The rest of you guys just
all
watch
frustrated.
Shaylin just dive into the void. Alright. Dwemer, Vanrul, what are you guys up to?
Vanril walks over to Rudo
Mhm.
and says, "You seem to be more in the know of what is actually occurring. What is actually occurring?"
Oh, geez, I don't. All I know is that before I was here, I was someplace very wet, and it was terrible, and I hated it. And at which point, Chaka was like, "Oh, you went somewhere wet? We were on fire. You're lucky." And at this point, they're like, "Oh yeah, maybe we should compare stories and find out what happened to everybody." Rudo, or not Rudo, sorry, Vanril. How long were you guys gone for, do you think?
Okay, I'm gonna have to defer this to a roll because
Like a memory
it's
check?
been 5 years.
Yeah. And Shaylin, if you want to make some, I guess, acrobatics checks or dexterity checks to correctly aim the plants.
I will do acrobatics.
It would be hilarious if it actually had been 5 years.
Yeah,
For us,
5
it was
years.
like 20 minutes for the rest of the world. It's like, oh god, you guys have been gone a long time.
But I'll reply to Rudo. I believe it should only have been a few hours.
Yeah, I think for you guys, it probably felt about like an hour. You explored a bit on the one plane where you found the blast ball, and then you had the jungle dinosaur fight for a while. So it felt like about an hour to you guys, maybe a little bit less.
Actually, on that subject, Vanril roots around in his pack and pulls out the blast ball and shows it to Rudo. Does this possibly mean anything to you?
No? He kind of like fishes around in his pockets to pull out his glasses and starts to put them on, and then there's like sighs and sadly puts them back in his pocket. And Nachaka's like, Rudo, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you wearing your glasses? Also, that ball's weird. Hold on. And then she kind of pokes it. and it hurts her finger. It's like, ah! Rudo says, the glasses have a weird thing. I'll explain later.
Fair enough.
Ichaka
Let's
says,
all back in.
yeah, we'll put that on the table. Let's compare all the weird stuff we found.
Okay, sure.
Oh, I guess actually, let's see, who else has not talked? Error over here will be like, we were, for us, you guys were gone for like 5 minutes. We were, briefly in a place that was like endless fire, and let me tell you, not a fun time. But then the administrator sent us a message, like we said, about trying to recombine with one of the other pieces using whatever that device is that Booma and Kitten were working on, and we thought that it was gonna work, and then we ended up here. Also, that hamster was on fire and it smelled awful. Have you ever smelled burned fur? Ugh.
Don't know much about the elemental planes myself, but
Agnes.
probably the plane of fire. If
Agnes.
I were to hazard a guess.
For you feel like you guys were spent about a week in the plane of water.
Agnes isn't here right now.
Oh,
So.
gosh darn it. Rudo says, we were transported like at least a week ago. So it seems that time is not matching up, which is very confusing, and I don't know what to do with that information. Also, I'm not really sure where we are. I can't tell if these are stars. They look like stars, but they don't look like any stars I know. But they do look kind of familiar. And then he just kind of starts mumbling to himself and, like, grabs a piece of paper and starts trying to make it star chart.
Real quick, Anne.
Yes.
Can I roll an Arcana check? Because looking around, just simple observation on Vanrill's part, would...
I forgot to do the blank growth.
No, that's a 5, so I don't think he gets anything from what he's looking at.
That's a 12. 12 total. What'd you get? Or what were you looking for?
Just like...
Ah!
That's
fine.
Has he read anything? Like, does his pool of knowledge, like, can he just contribute any concept that might be constructive to this?
I mean, you've heard of other planes of existence, I will say. I don't know if you ever, like, casually just read stuff in the library. The Institute would be the place to learn about weird nonsense like this.
Right.
You've probably heard of at least the existence of other worlds, even if just theoretically people being like, oh yeah, the gods live in the astral sea, or there's this terrible place that's full of devils, and that's the demons. Demons? In the 9 hells, devils is the abyss. I get them confused. There's some terrible places.
Something like that, yeah.
So that's something about, elemental planes of water and fire and earth and stuff like that, but probably only passing. So you can guess that it's probably something like that. And then Kithin, whose whole job is studying planes, kind of clears her throat and is like, this doesn't match the description of any plane I have read about. I thought perhaps this might be the astral sea, or perhaps even the far reaches, but this seems to be, or the far realm, but this seems to be somewhere I have not read of.
Is this something similar to maybe like a purgatory?
I believe that plane is Limbo? I think that's actually another plane. These formations, at least what we're looking at, obviously, who knows where we are. But these glowing lights, as Rudo said, this looks like stars. We seem to be in a space of, in the outer reaches, perhaps, even.
This is not so different from seeing the night sky. It's the Earth that's missing.
Exactly.
So did we just get launched into our realm, but in space?
I did not realize such a thing was possible, but perhaps. I suppose there could be many planes that have not yet been discovered. or perhaps even other realms of existence. And she kind of looks sideways at Dwemer, kind of suspiciously.
Aye, what you want, lass?
You said yeah. You say you worship a god called Thor. Tell me, have you
Aye.
ever heard of a god named Olidamara?
Lidemar. Nay, can't say I have.
I've searched every library and church that I could find, and this deity doesn't seem to exist. And yet I know one who claims, or I used to know one, who claimed to know this god. Is the earbulb moving?
Unintentionally, I was trying to click manual around, and then it's like, oh no, that's the.
Kithen's is basically just like, I used to know somebody else like you who's talked about worshipping a god that apparently doesn't exist and seemed to still get powers from this deity. And I used to think they were crazy, but perhaps there's something to it. Perhaps there are other realities. Anyways, I need to put this on the map layer. Great stuff.
How many times should I roll for tossing the plants?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got distracted because everybody was doing stuff.
No,
I'm just holding onto the rope
Mhm.
that's attached to Shaylin.
You only needed to roll once, Shaylin. Agnes, were you on the other side? Were you gonna try to catch the plants as he tossed them?
I was gonna catch the plants, and I'm holding onto the rope that I attached to Shaylin.
Okay, the safety rope. That's a smart plan.
I probably have plenty of plants.
Okay, so you've got the plants around it. You do see that actually, wherever you put plants, the air bubble grows a little bit. So you get the impression
Yeah.
that if you gathered more plants or kept doing plant growth, you could expand your air
Yeah,
pockets.
I fill as much of the bubble as I can with vines and grass and flowers and such.
Okay.
I can't
Agnes,
trust the
you-
administrator to keep his building in one place. I'm not going to trust him to provide us oxygen.
I mean, he did send you guys literally oxygen. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, we'll see.
Do I need to do a dex check to catch these things?
Yes, please. But roll with advantage because, like, you can see them coming at you, and they kind of move in slow motion. All right, there you go. Yeah, you're able to catch them. So you guys.
Shaylin,
started
are you
off-
ever gonna get out of the fucking space and get back in the bubble?
Oh yeah, yeah.
As Shaylin is throwing the plants,
Yeah.
I'm just
She's
very
off
slowly
the-
pulling her back.
Reeling her in.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Shaylin ties the rope around her, but then she tries jumping back.
Okay. You can almost.
You can do that.
Brian?
All right. It's weird because when you're in the in-between section there, you almost
it's
feel a
like-
little bit like you could like swim through it, kind of awkwardly. There's a weird consistency to the air,
Tries swimming.
a weird thickness to it. It does seem to move you a little bit. It's not perfect. It's not exactly like water, but you do seem to be able to paddle a bit. That is
Shaylin
a weird
tries
looking
swimming
plant.
faster.
Yep, there you go.
I watched Shaylin swim across, and I'm like, wheels turning. There's a hamster in my brain just running on a hamster wheel.
Excellent. Here are some more plants. Plants for days. All right, good. So you got food,
Yeah.
you got air, and you've got a dead dinosaur meat. Whew. All right then.
Madam Tiefling.
Yes. I am known as Agnes. You may call me Agnes.
Well, it's good to meet you. I'm Badwell. Your companion, Rudo, said that you have been gone from the Institute for some time already.
Yes.
This is true.
Yes, I'd say maybe a couple days.
It was you guys were actually on the Coral Road for like a week.
Yeah.
So you're gone for like a week.
For us, it was around a week on the Coral Road, and then we ran into some other, issues, and I think we also spent a day in the Glass City, so a little over a week.
City Glass. So you're actually probably the most experienced one of this group with this bullshit.
Yes. Yes, I am.
I
I know
feel,
much bullshit.
I feel like we fought dinosaurs for like 2 minutes, and we saw the blast ball for maybe 5 minutes tops. Like,
Yeah, but you
there-
did.
Pretty much.
It was. I'm expanding it a little bit. You did also spend a bit of time exploring in that region where the blast ball was, because you walked all around the room. Which reminds me.
Okay. More to the point, though. I don't think we spent an hour in
I said
pandemonium
like
or whatever it was.
slightly less than an hour. You did not spend about half an hour there.
Okay.
And as I answer Van Roll, I'm just like,
Just
what?
got
Why do you ask about time?
Because a
Oh, that
lot
reminds
of
me.
us here have jumped across several planes in just a matter of hours.
Hmm.
I need
You
a
say
corpse.
that you have been gone a week. It wouldn't even be dinner time by our clock.
I wonder if this is because of different planes of existence.
Kithin, the elf over here, is like, again, this is her field of study. She studies planar chronology.
She straightens her spectacles.
Yeah. This is actually true. I've been studying. I mean, there are quite a few planes that have been known to have very strange time effects. The Feywild is one such example. And she once again kind of frowns at the starry void, just being like, "This doesn't match up." But it's true that several of the other planes are known to have odd time syncing issues as well. I don't know if this will be a concern with getting us back home. But I
May or may
suppose
not, but we were stuck in the plane of water, and if only a week passed for us, and only a few hours for you.
it's true. This may also explain why the administrator's communications are sporadic. I don't even know what plane of existence the communicator or the administrator is on. I assumed they were on the material plane, but who knows?
Well, wherever we are, you
This
can
might-
still reach us.
Yep.
This might be of what caused you to transfer to this plane incorrectly, or not get home.
Yeah. Stand by while I check my notes about something.
Agnes pets her crab.
Shaylin takes a stool and then just smashes it on the floor, and tries to make a campfire out of it so she can dry the meat.
Okay.
Can you not light a fire?
Yeah, a couple of things. As you do
There's
that,
no fire.
you start a fire. Well, or do you actually start the fire?
Well, she's getting ready to start the fire.
I
but
stop
interrupt.
her from
Okay.
lighting a fire.
Fire bad?
Fire's very bad.
I'm trying to
For
fill.
right now.
I'm trying to fill the bubble with things that give us oxygen. Please do not
Fire
burn them
eats
down,
oxygen.
and also the oxygen.
Shaylin thinks for a moment. It doesn't compute, but she follows instructions anyways.
Fire bad for air bubble.
Fire bad for air. Got it.
Yes. Agnes just gives a shaky thumbs up and goes, "Oh dear God."
Shaylin gives a more encouraging thumbs up back.
Which of my NPCs has not talked recently? Grudir. Grudir is like, oh, I have just remembered something. I seem to remember. Sorry, is my voice annoying?
No, I just like my NPCs. They must speak.
No, it's just that I have exposition stuff. I want to make sure I get all of them. She's like, oh, I just remembered. I seem to remember one of our people had something called a breathing bubble. This might be useful. It'd be in their bedroom. I think it was one of the interns. What was his name? Steve? Steve? Something like that. I was an intern. Who cares?
Do we know where Steve was sleeping?
Steve.
Kind of. It's a little bit difficult because some of the hallways are full of space now. But his bedroom.
Well, if it's full of space, how long does my necklace of adaptation take to adapt to a new environment?
I will have to look at that. But can you guys see where I'm indicating on the map?
No.
Here, let me.
There we are.
Not at the
Yes.
There you
moment.
go. Yeah, down here is there's a like kind of some dorm rooms. And Gruder seems to think that perhaps the breathing bubble device might be in one of these rooms.
While
And
wearing
the other scientists are like, oh, we should maybe look and see if there's any other useful equipment we can kind of gather and bring back to here, so maybe we can split up and search.
the necklace, you can breathe normally in any environment and have advantage on saving throws made against harmful gases and vapors. And
Yes, you can
end
just
of
breathe in space,
end
apparently.
of discussion.
Yay! I can breathe in space.
That's good. Hey, everybody, roll a perception check for me.
Boop.
I suck.
Agnes is too busy celebrating, being like, I can breathe in space! This is great!
As I'm playing with Bronwyn.
Oh, Yend. Oh, shoot, that reminds me. The thing with Bren. I'll do that later. Dwemer and Yend both got a 20. You guys see something flapping its wings and moving around out in the stars.
Oh shit.
And as you watch, you just see these little bat-like creatures. They seem to be like honing in on they see your big shiny glowing beacon, and they come flapping towards it. I'm on the wrong overlay.
As soon as I see him, I go, "We're not alone," and then I turn into a cloud of hornets.
Okay.
Like right next to Agnes. She's never seen me do that before.
I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
what the
I
hell?
just like turn into locusts, just like.
Like, ah!
So I know these look like bats, but imagine Minox. Just imagine Minox.
Got it.
What are those?
The Star Wars thing. It's like a flappy thing with like a
It's a winged
raspy mouth.
leech
winged leech basically. It's trying
or a
to
lamprey.
lamprey. Yeah, it's got those lamprey mouth.
Oh, I don't like that.
Space unpleasantness, and all of these shinies and sounds and stuff coming from over here have attracted their attention. And they're super interested in this big glowy machine making this big glowy bubble.
We
So,
might want to protect the machine from these things.
so if everybody would do me a favor and roll for initiative.
Can
For
do.
initiative.
You
Oh,
might-
I
you
forgot
might,
to
You might want to open the
myself.
turn order.
Oh yeah, I should probably start the turn order. That would actually help, huh?
There's just no good icon for "is a cloud of bees."
I know, and I totally
Yeah.
meant to look for a token
We'll
that
just
was
we'll just
like,
use this weird
bugs.
we'll just use this weird saw blade thing.
Wait, does that mean that if you kill one of your bees, you lose a part of yourself?
No.
Don't you lose hit points?
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, I
Your
should probably
swarm just
look up.
reduces.
Yeah, I need to look. I need to look up this.
Twimmer, I need to give you a turn. Sorry. Also, hi, how's everybody doing? Sorry, I talk a lot. You guys can tell me to shut up at any time. I get rambly,
All right.
but I want to make sure everybody gets to talk. Anybody else need a turn? Who am I missing here? Twimmer's got a turn. Twimmer got a 16. Shaylin needs a turn.
Mm-hmm.
Shaylin, no, you're down here.
Why is my thing on the turn order the only one with his name?
That is true
they
for
should-
all. It's true for all of us. I can only see my name.
Oh, I probably
Oh,
need to give
okay.
you permissions.
I cannot see my name yet.
Hold
Okay,
on.
now I can see my name.
Yeah, I just added you. 18. They all show up for me, but probably because I have permission to see all of your names.
You have to check a little box on each
Yep.
token that's like
Oh, I'm missing Van Roll. That's who.
can be seen.
Hang on. Let me add turns. Van Roll.
23.
23. Holy moly. And bats. 17. Okay, and descending. Descending? There we go. Vanril. And while you figure out what you're doing, I'm gonna try to make it so people can see you.
People can see me.
Or can see
Names.
Your,
Oh, okay.
Name? No, that's nameplate. Where the heck? Is it in the 3 dots?
Oh, the
I guess we'll just do nameplate. Alright, can you guys see Vanrill's name?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, the well dressed.
Yes. Nameplate.
That's a
The-
joke I barely remember.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I'm gonna actually shorten some of your nameplates just so that they don't take up half the screen.
I mean, they don't take up half my screen because I'm not zoomed
I
in to
took Brandon
500%.
into my satchel as I see these back.
Okay.
Just to be clear,
Vanrill's
Ann,
career is clear. Yep. What?
most people do not have their desktop zoomed in like 1,000%, so it's not an
I'm
issue.
I'm at 100% right now.
Yes, on a television.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yes, okay. Yeah, what you doing, Vanrill?
First thing I'm gonna do is cast Melf's Minute Meteors.
Ooh,
Wow, that's appropriate for the setting.
that's a good spell.
It is.
Can everybody see everybody's names now?
Yes.
Okay.
Not Agnes.
Oh, okay, stand by. Okay.
All better.
Yeah, Branwen scuttles over to Agnes, waving its claws frantically, being like, I was cursed by Warlock! And it crawls on your back.
Yes, I pet Brandon and I took him in.
And all the Scions go, "Eh," and stand there in dumb silence.
There we go.
And give them turn 2 to be useless. What you do? You're doing, so what does that spell do?
So it does a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Do you want the short version or the long version?
Short version.
I am going to attack this bat creature twice, and you are going to roll Dex.
Okay. Bring up my... There it is. Their dex is going to be... Plus 2. Got a 21 and a 7.
Okay, so that is a hit and a miss.
Okay, and would you ping which bat you're attacking again? Sorry.
Lower right.
This one? Okay. Cool. Sweet.
So that is going to be a total. He's going to take 3d6 fire damage.
Alright, go ahead and roll that damage.
Okay.
12.
He
Oh,
takes 12 damage.
he looks extremely singed.
Let's see, and that means that I have 4 meteors left.
Okay.
But I am also going to use. Where is it? Quickened meta magic.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Sorcery.
Yep, I'm gonna burn some magic points and cast Chromatic Orb at the same fucker. And... okay, this is a spell attack. So I will do the rolling.
Rolling. Do 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 do.
More of them are
Yeah.
arriving.
Oof. Thanks, dice. I'm assuming 11 misses.
Actually, yeah, that misses.
Yeah.
Sorry, I looked at it
Actually,
for a second. I was like,
Yeah.
for a second, I was like, oh, their AC is 7. No, I was looking at the wrong part.
Actually, that's correct.
Yeah. Actually, yes.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay. Agnes.
All right.
Could I get?
How close is this buddy of mine?
You can totally hit him. He's like 10 feet from him.
All right.
Scared to
So
I'm gonna put Branwen.
yes, put Branwen into safe spot.
Branwen hides under the air bubble. Oh, right, Swarm.
He's in my pack.
Yes, he's in your pocket.
I'm gonna use this because it's my better weapon. I am going to poke this thing with that.
Okay.
Does a 22 hit?
Yes, it does. Holy cow.
Yay.
Megalodon.
Being a swarm of
Mhm.
butterflies.
I'm fine with that. I just need something that can hold my hit points.
There you go.
And I stab this boy.
You stab him? Okay, how much damage do you do?
I need to roll a 1d8 plus 6.
There you
Got
go.
it.
Roll it.
I'll just move
There,
him out of the
there's
way.
two of you now.
I'll just move
Yeah.
him out of the way for now.
Yep. 7 hit points. It's kind of makes a terrible, unearthly shrieking noise at you and like gnashes its weird round mouth hole at you. It's very upsetting. But it does not like the stabbing. Oh, you're using the shark dagger. Nice.
Yes, I like it. It has 9 damage, 9
It's
attack on it.
It's sharp.
It's strong.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I think I can have a bonus action.
Okay.
I need to double check what I want to use for my bonus action. Cause I think for my bonus action I can do some bardic inspiration.
You can.
Yes. I inspire Shaylin.
I
How-
am inspired.
What do you do to inspire Shaylin? Or what do
I
you
look
say?
at Shaylin and I go, fire bad for air bubble, but good for bats.
Fire
Kill!
the bats.
Kill the bats.
Shaylin,
Get the
you feel
meat.
inspired. Remind me, is
Bat
that a
meat.
D6 or D8 at this point?
It is a 48.
That's the total amount.
Yeah, it's a 1d8.
Yeah. So Shaylin, you've got a D8 you can spend whenever you want for the
Okay.
next 10 minutes.
Let's see. Looking for an inspirational thing. This, maybe.
That's a little bit different. You can tick that on there if you want. It's not quite the same.
What
Oh yeah,
would
there we
you
go.
use
That's
for
perfect.
inspired?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Sorry, I thought you were looking at your character sheet. That is perfectly fine. That's a good one.
Okay.
Do you want to move or anything, Agnes? Or are you good there?
I mean, I'm
guess
gonna
you-
stay here so that way I don't give it an opportunity to attack.
Okay. Shaylin,
Yes.
it is your turn.
All right. Shaylin hops up on here to try to defend this thing, and takes a good slash at the bat
Okay.
with her glaive. So we'll see if this works. Otherwise, we might need to spend some time fixing it later.
That's fine. You're gonna do a jump attack.
No, jump attack would be bad so far.
Okay.
She has learned if she were to jump up, she might not. She doesn't know what will happen.
She might not come back.
She might not come back.
That is fair.
So
Oh,
she stabs-
yes.
She slashes at the thing with her spear, and then she uses. Oh, how do I use this?
I need to get you into a better environment for jumping. I had totally forgotten about that.
No, no. Challenges are good sometimes, Anne.
Alright.
This is a good challenge. And then she, let's see, add an additional of a chosen type, and do I get unlimited of these? Okay, so first we'll attack with the glaive.
Okay.
Did that come
That'll
out?
hit.
Okay. Okay. I don't think I rolled,
Oh
I don't
wait,
think-
no, I take it back. That doesn't hit. I'm sorry. Their armor class is much stronger than expected. They're 15. 15 is their AC.
Okay,
Keep
so
expecting to be like 10.
I'm not sure if I did damage or if that was the attack roll. Oh no, that was a 1d20 plus 4 SCR. We'll fix that later. Okay, so that misses then. If their AC is 15.
Yeah. I might
Okay.
lower it a bit because there's a lot of them.
That is my turn.
Okay. It is their turn. Fortunately, they can't move very fast. And And they've got people in front of them, so let's see, we'll start here. This one is like, hey, I'm going to try to attack you. They're not very good at attacking either, but they are good at being a lot of them. It's gonna try to clamp onto you.
I will
Does a
go
14
in.
hit your AC?
Wait, attack. Is that for all of us?
For you, Shaylin.
I have 17 AC.
Okay, this one flaps at you and tries to like latch onto you, but misses.
Alright.
This one is gonna go for Rudo, who's apparently still sitting there trying to draw in his book and did not notice what was going on. Oh, and he just latches onto Rudo's head, and Rudo's like, ah, ah, and he's gonna take a D4 damage as this thing just suctions onto him. And he's gonna spend his turn flailing around in terror. Hold on. Okay. Get on there. Okay. This one's gonna go after Dwemer. Actually, no, there's a whole bunch of tasty looking butterflies. It's gonna go after Yend.
No.
Nope, wrong. That's a 2. Disregard that. That's a 5. Does a 5 hit your butterflies,
No.
Yend?
No.
I didn't think so. Alright. Is that all of them? I thought there's some up close. Oh, this one's gonna go after Kithin. And miss! This one's also gonna go after Kithin. Actually, no, it sees this dinosaur and it's like, that looks pretty good. So it's just gonna land on that and kind of suck on the bones and be really gross. Gosh, I think that's... Oh, and this one is going to fly up and go after Vanril. Did it just roll twice? Or did I imagine that?
I only heard one.
Does a 10 hit your AC? I'm guessing no.
Not at all.
Alright. They were useless. Good, Dwemer. Help. Oh, did I miss one?
Yeah,
Or
I
is
think
that-
you missed one.
Okay, thank you. This one will also attempt to attack Van roll. We're gonna move on. Anyways, Dwemer. I love that my minions are terrible, apparently.
I'll stomp up onto the table and attack this one here.
Crap.
Let's
Okay.
see if I've set up the character sheet correctly. Does 19 hit?
That will hit.
Okay. 12 damage.
Nice. Oh, that one's dead. Wait, actually, hold on. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. That one is not dead, but he looks very close to being dead. He looks unhappy. Do you want to do anything else?
I believe I only have one attack this level.
We're level 5. Isn't I forget when multi-attack kicks in. Also, it's cleric, so I don't know when clerics get their stuff. All right, cool. Any bonus actions or spells?
Good question. It's been a long time since I did any of this shit.
Yep. That is why this combat is for us to remember how to play our characters. Although, if cleric spells are like paladin spells, most of them are probably actions and concentration.
I got a couple bonus actions.
That's good. Yeah, and you're on deck.
Yep.
As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith.
Okay. On yourself?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna put a little...
Shimmering field appears and surrounds a creature of my choice, which will be me, granting it a +2 bonus to AC for duration, concentration up to 10 minutes.
Okay.
So if something hits me, I'll have to roll a con save, and if I fail it, then the +2 AC goes away. If I keep my concentration, I keep the +2 AC.
Nice. Alright. Very good. Yend.
Yend is going to occupy the same space as this bat. And I'm going to have to roll this manually because I didn't set up any macros or anything for being bees.
Bees.
Bat versus bees.
Mm,
The ultimate battle.
13 probably won't hit.
That does not hit their armor class. But they shouldn't be this tough. I guess they're small and darty.
They're not. I rolled a 7.
That's true.
Anyway, that's me.
Okay. Well, it looks cool. It's the scientist's turn. So Rudo's gonna, like, try to get this thing off of his head. Apparently has no strength, but it's enough that he can bat it away. Bat the bat away! Wow! And he's going to try to retreat, at least closer to his sister. Just be like, ah, help me. Help me, help me. Hide me, bush. And all the rest of them are going to cluster as far away from the bats as they can get, which is apparently, I guess, over here. Except for Kitten. She's gonna turn around and be like, what the fuck, bats? Okay. Actually, wait, she can take a turn. She's going to make an attack. She's gonna pick up Fenn's arm and whack one of the bats with it.
Ooh!
On a 20!
Break his stupid teeth.
Get out of here, you bat. Oh, that bat takes 4 damage. And has the gauntlet slapped at him. Vanril, it's back to you.
Okay. I am going to move and move and move and probably get like 2 opportunity attacks off of that.
Yes, you will.
That's fine.
Got a what? A 20 and a 14.
20 hits.
Okay. None of that typed. 4 damage, and it glomps
Ooh.
onto you.
Okay.
So you just kind of drag him along with you. You have a new earring. It's very goth, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
But you can still do stuff while it's attached to you.
Yeah, we're working on it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna throw 2 more meteors at this guy over here.
Okay. The one that is not actually attacking you guys.
Sounds about right.
All right, go get it.
I mean, it's gonna be a problem sooner or later.
That's true.
You're rolling dex.
I'm rolling dex. Oh yes, sorry. Their dex is +3. 22.
Ooh.
You see this Nylok be basically a ninja. It does an aerial backflip and then returns to munching on the dinosaur head.
Okay, and the
And it
second
doesn't
one?
have fingers, but you can see it kind of giving you the middle finger with one wing. Say again?
And the other dex roll?
Oh, no, that one's fucked.
Okay. Okay, he takes that much damage.
And so that is... Oh, that was that one. Yes, okay. So...
and then I'm going to cast Burning Hands at the one that is latched onto me.
Okay. Get it off, get it off, get it off.
Which is also a dex save, but I feel like he should kind of auto fail.
Yeah, he's on you. He can't dodge.
Okay, then I'm just gonna roll 3d6, I think. Let me double check. Where are you? Yeah.
Oh, Carter's still over here. Over here, run away. Go. Music. Okay.
No, you know what? I am going to use meta magic to reroll that damage.
Oh, you don't need to, cause it's dead,
Oh,
regardless.
okay.
Sorry, I was distracted by Todd's message. Yeah, it did. You go blah,
Okay, that works.
and it smells bad. It smells like burning bat fish. It's a weird combination of smells. Not fun. Anyways, good turn. Do you want to move or anything, or you already moved? I guess.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, Agnes, back to you.
Yay! Okay. Grim. Am I close enough to, attack this one? Over here?
Yeah. Well, are you doing just a melee attack or one of your? There you go.
I'll move closer just in case, but
Okay.
let me see. I have a quick question.
Yes.
What happens to these things when they come into the air bubble, since it's a different atmosphere than outside?
You can see that they actually kind of they do kind of a wobble as they approach.
Okay.
They look like they're suddenly feeling a lot heavier, so they have to start flapping a lot harder. Because
Okay.
they're kind of like gliding through it. They're kind of like manta ray glide through space, and as soon as they get in there, they start flapping like actual bats.
Okay.
But
Let
also,
me
this
see.
doesn't seem to be their first rodeo with changing gravities and air bubbles.
I think I'm just gonna poke it again. I think
Okay.
this is the same one I've been attacking.
Yeah, it's pretty hurt.
26.
That'll hit it. Roll that beautiful damage.
Okay.
7, that's where it did.
Yay. Good. Goodbye, bat.
Should I not be deleting them? Are you guys going to harvest them for parts or anything?
I don't want anything to do
Shaylin
with
will
them.
try to poke at them and see if she can eat them.
Alright, I'll save one at the end of the battle.
All
To
right.
represent bad parts. Cool.
Again, Shaylin's attacking this thing,
Get him.
and she's using the inspiration to
Okay,
attack.
so you just add an extra d8 to your attack.
All right. Glaive. Oh, that hits anyways, I think.
Yeah, so if you want to save that.
Okay, I will save it, and let's see. Don't think it said the damage. I'll need to change that. So 1 sec.
It might just be set to click it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it might
just
I think-
click the button that says glaive.
Yeah, in the chat.
I.
See where you rolled 20?
Oh, I see. Okay.
See how glaive's a hyperlink? If you click that, it'll automatically roll the damage.
Okay.
And there's a
that's
way
cool.
in the settings you can set it to automatically roll, but that gets confusing when you miss.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I like to just click it.
So I'm
Cool.
doing
So 8
that,
damage.
and then plus,
Okay.
using the new attack.
Oh, plus 6.
Yep. So 8 plus
The lightning breath.
yes.
Wow. Does it automatically roll, or does it automatically do 6 damage, or does it roll for it?
It's 2D. Wow, I wish it showed. Yeah, if you mouse over the number,
Oh yeah,
It's,
2 plus 4. Nice.
2D4.
This thing also falls to the ground dead. Here, I'll put
Good.
it next, so you can harvest it later. Nice.
All right.
Uh,
That's and then Shaylin. Well, if I were to go up here, then the bat would attack. So Shaylin just shifts one up here.
I think if you're up there, it would still be in range of you, or you'd
Well,
still be.
I'm shifting.
Oh, okay, there you go.
So okay.
Dwemer.
Still got one in front of me. Alright. I will hit the nasty with another hammer.
Hammer time.
13 to hit.
Ah, that will not hit.
Okay. Intern.
Intern. Okay. End.
I guess I'm gonna same shit. Bees. God damn it. See you next turn.
It's just a really cool aerial dogfight going on. over
Yeah.
In the corner
Yeah,
with the
I'm just pissing him off right now.
Yeah. Too fast to follow. Guess it's gonna take another whack with the arm. Give you some strength. Need to actually give you stats. Nope. Swing and a miss. She just kind of throws the arm to the side, and Fenton's like, "Hey, these five, just huddle awkwardly and panic, and are generally useless, and take up oxygen." Vanril, back to you.
Okay. I am going to chromatic orb the one next to Kithen.
Okay.
Oops.
Nice. That'll hit.
Okay.
Yay!
It takes 14 damage.
Oh, it did. Bleh. And she kind of like looks over and does a respectful nod, approving nod type thing.
And I will throw what I believe are my last two meteors at the one that is over by Dwemer.
Okay.
Those are dexterity rolls, Anne.
Oh, right. Sorry. Got a 16 and a 10.
Okay. Also, these meteors actually do like a burst 1 damage, so I'm kind of sort of aiming like to the right.
Side,
Yeah.
like over here.
Or
Okay.
to the left. You get my point.
Yeah.
And he takes 8 damage.
He dead. Blah. Is there only one left now? Looks like there's
I
only
think
one.
so.
The one that I can't seem to hit.
Yeah. Agnes.
Yes. I go over to the butterflies. And I poke this other bastard. Ah, fuck. Never mind. I don't.
They're all just moving so fast. There's just a flurry of movement there. Hard to
The
tell.
butterflies are moving so fast that I can't poke the bat.
Yeah, you can't tell what's bat and what's bug.
Yeah.
Alright. Shaylin.
Shaylin's like, the meat, don't taint the meat, and then jumps over here and attacks the bat.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yes. He's just been snacking the whole time.
Snacking bat.
Get him.
So let me roll here. And I'll use the inspiration if I miss.
That'll hit.
That'll hit. Okay.
He
Plus
dead.
the dragon damage. I should make this differently.
That nice.
So
Bleh.
18 damage.
He's very dead. He's a toasty, well electrified bat fish thing. Dwemer.
I'm gonna see that the only thing left on the field is probably the one facing off against Yend.
Mm-hmm.
He's already got a buddy, so I will actually cast Sacred Flame at it. It needs to do a dexterity saving throw,
Okay.
or take 2d8 radiant.
Does it take half if it misses?
Target gains no benefit from cover for saving throw.
Got an 11.
Doesn't say take half.
Alright. Well, I'm guessing 11 is not... 11 misses.
That'd be up to you. It has to make its saving throw. I don't know what its saving throw would be.
Oh, it's what your spell DC is.
Fuck, what is my spell DC? Jesus Christ. It's not gonna be on that one. It'll be on this one. Spell DC is 12. Okay, so it misses. Excellent.
Oh, okay. Hey, so roll that damage.
12 damage.
It did! Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, you killed the bat, fish, eel, lamprey things. You did it. Cool.
I stopped being bees.
Okay. Did I X you out
Yeah, you
on
did.
accident?
Yeah,
I'm
you
sorry.
did. But that's fine.
And yet, to their
Not
horror,
this Yend, the other Yend. The
Yend
bee
fell in the
Yend.
battle. The end. There we go. There are some dead creatures laying on the ground now.
Caitlin goes and pokes one, see if it's edible or anything.
Ugh.
Chaka also wants to come over and poke one and be like, I'd like to study that actually. I haven't seen that kind of creature.
Shaylin points to the one down here.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna like try to preserve it and yeah, carry on, everybody.
And then Shaylin tries taking a bite out of it just to see if it's like what the texture is.
You know, it's like fish. It's
Fish?
like eating tilapia. It's a very flaky white. Actually, no, it's like eating eel.
Eating eel?
Yeah,
Ooh, eel is
like,
good.
like fish, but a little bit rubbery. You know.
Yend is gonna grab the battle map from our weird game that we were playing and throw it over the machine.
Okay, just to hide the light from it.
Yep.
Okay. Shaylin is typing. The scientists are gonna uncluster it and be like, good work again. Heat, force, and also to you, Agnes. Well
Yay!
fought. Good work, everybody. Well fought. And Kitten just kind of grumbles, being like, you guys didn't do anything. You're useless. But they all kind of bumble around and go back to assessing their situation. Yend, or wait, sorry. Yeah, and I guess one of the plants actually got knocked out of the bubble during the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice it made like a little isolated air bubble around it. So you get the impression that if somebody was carrying one of the larger potted plants with them, they could have a tiny little bubble of air that they could walk around with for scouting purposes.
How big of a bubble?
Just enough that they could like sip from it. They wouldn't fit around their head, but you could hold your breath and then
Something
sip
they
from it
could
when you needed
something
air.
they could breathe into.
Yeah, like a really awkward rebreather.
The gears are turning.
Gruder is gonna be like, Baby, so I'm gonna, if we think it's safe, although now I'm not sure about exploring, but I kind of want to go see if we can gather materials from the other rooms and see if we can get what's safe. I know there were some, healing potions in the room next door. Oh, that reminds me, things are on fire. I wonder if we should address that.
What's on fire?
There?
And the other Rude was like, wait, what's on fire? Near the chemistry lab? Do you mean near the explosive powders that were near the chemistry lab?
Why are we just now hearing about this?
Well, I forgot we were in space. It was very traumatic, and I'm sorry. It's over this way. It's in the next room over.
I grab a plant.
Actually, probably a lot of things are on fire. Did I mention that we were in a plane surrounded by fire until you guys rejoined us?
I grab a
It
big.
was very hot.
I grab a really big plant, and I leave behind Athetos. I just
Okay.
I just drop him.
Oh.
I drop him on
That
the.
reminds me. Hey, Chris.
Y-
Or,
yeah.
I'm sorry, Yend.
Uh huh.
So, like, is Yend, or is Athetos, like, hanging out on your shoulders? On your staff?
He's either on my shoulder or he's hanging out in the staff most of the time.
Okay,
But I'm-
you feel him squishing around on your shoulder a bit as you go to move him, and you're used to having him back there.
Mhm.
So you're used to feeling his little feet move around,
Mhm.
and something seems different. You're like, okay, there's front foot, back foot, back foot, back foot, back foot. How many legs did Athetos have again?
I will remove him from my shoulders and look at him.
He seems to have an extra pair of legs now, and he's slightly blue.
I cock my head to one side like a dog, and then I'm like, I don't have time to think about this right now. And I put Athetos on the table, and I'm like, don't move or you'll freeze to death.
Okay.
And then I grab a big plant, and I'm like, where's the fire?
Well, there, like I said, there's multiple rooms, but the one near the explosive stuff is up this way. And Athetos just kind of stares at you and, like, licks one eyeball
Yeah.
without breaking eye contact.
Yep.
Lizard
Mhm.
stuff.
Does lizard stuff.
Yep. GM there. There. To the correct layer. There. There's the fire. Well,
Oh,
there's
boy.
one of the fires. There's also a fire over here.
So, what's the... How many of these walls are actually walls?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first pretend that fires can burn in space, because I know that's not actually a thing.
Yeah, okay.
It's magic fire.
It's magic
Yep.
fire. There's
Is there a
doors here.
wall
It's
or
just
no
really
wall?
there's a door here. It's hard to see. There's no wall here. Honestly, parts of the ceiling is missing, so we can say this is a half wall. But I think you guys would have seen the fire before now, or
Okay.
would have noticed.
Alright.
So this wall is a full-sized wall, so you don't see the fire behind it. But if you go over here, you probably would see the fire. Or if you
Wait,
go into the
which wall?
hallway.
You're talking, and you're acting like we can actually see what you're talking about.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're
talking
pointing at
about.
from moment to moment.
Okay, sorry.
We know there are walls, and sometimes there are not walls.
This wall.
I don't know what you're
What
pointing
wall?
at. What wall?
Do you not see me indicating a wall
And I
here?
think you're on the GM layer.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
alright.
there's like
Mhm.
nothing.
Darn it all. Let me try this again. It's weird that it doesn't even ping
Okay.
on. Okay, sorry. This wall is a full-sized wall.
Mm-hmm.
This wall has a door in it and is probably missing part of it. This wall is open to space. So you
Okay.
guys who were standing here, and in fact, I guess Shaylin and Agnes, you probably would have noticed the fire, and I apologize.
So I just jump. I can see it then.
You can see it.
Okay, I druid craft it to not exist.
The fire.
Yeah, I just wave my hand and it goes.
It's a pretty big fire. How much can Druidcraft put out?
That's a good question.
It's not just one fire. Also, like there are multiple barrels and crates and stuff in that room that are currently burning.
It says a small campfire I could snuff out.
I would say this is the equivalent of like 3 campfires. So you could probably put out one of them.
Yeah, what do we have to put out fires?
And I have a suggestion.
Spells, magic,
Okay.
I'm open to those.
blankets.
Vanril holds up a scroll that just says ice rats.
Yay! Whoa, that joke is it's an old joke.
that joke is literally a decade old.
That's vintage. You still have the Fury of Bros can.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. So you're using the ice rats scroll.
I'm suggesting that we use it to Yen here.
Okay.
Would you like me to read it?
It's, I have no preference.
You do you. I'm gonna go
Okay.
find the other one.
I will cast Ice Rats on the fire.
Okay. You cast the scroll, and several tiny ice spectral rats jump out and squeak at you, and then kamikaze dive. Yep. Kamikaze dive, but the fires, and the fire is extinguished, which is good because there are several crates that are labeled "Warning: Do not burn" in there.
in
But you
case
also find,
in case of fire, don't.
yeah, in case of fire, do not. In case of fire, run away.
Caution, do not dumb here.
Yeah. You also see there's some healing potions in there in that room.
So what's the dealio with the other fire? Like where are the points of ingress?
Let's see here. Well, it's a little bit harder to get to. That looks like it's you kind of have to float to get to it. It seems to be burning a room full of documents and stuff.
Okay.
And Kitten kind of squints in that direction and just kind of like looks really sad. He's like, "That's my office, man.
So all these walls
I
here,
hate this place."
all the walls here are full size.
Uh, honestly, you can go through it. There's enough of the roof is pulled off. It's fine. You can go over what our walls.
All right,
Ignore the walls.
all
Ignore
right.
the walls.
All right. The walls are
There you go.
meaningless. I am here now.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try and druidcraft stifle this fire as much as I can.
Cool. Let me find the description of that room. It's small list says scrolls, paper, and journals, antique furniture, and chalkboard, and all of it is on fire.
Mm-hmm.
I would say you can put out half the fire. It needs one more person to help with the other half of the fire.
Shall I come and assist?
Sure.
Okay.
Wasn't a question for you, Anne.
Oh, sorry.
I come to assist with fire putting out.
Yes, thank you.
Vanril begins experimenting with like grabbing pieces of Yen's lichen growth and like stepping outside the bubble and like stepping back in.
Okay, here, hold on. I think I made some plants that you guys can carry around.
Grab a plant.
Grab a plant, and you have a little air bubble you can sip to explore with. It is pretty cold when you step out of the bubble.
Not with a ring of warmth, it's not.
Then fuck it, you're fine.
You
You
got
do
one
that
of those
space
too.
walk. Yep.
Yeah, because we had to climb up on that big fucking mountain that one time and we
Yeah,
found
that's
Rex.
that ice dragon. Yep. Agnes, what do you do to put out the fire?
Let me see what I have.
Frost.
Is it magical fire?
No, it's just regular fire.
I have a suggestion.
This building was in a place full of fire before it was in space.
Um,
So these are
it-
remnants of fire.
Wait, I can smother it. Maybe? If I undo all of my kelp rope.
Just put the kelp over it.
Yes, because it's wet.
What is this squiggle line?
We can see over the wall or get over the
Walls are meaningless.
Yeah, walls are meaningless.
So I undo all of the kelp rope that I made and kind of like weave it into a wet blanket.
Okay.
And I toss one end to Yen and I'm like, smother it! Let's smother the fire.
I do that.
With your
Yes.
powers combined, you extinguish another fire. Yay!
Woo!
And those were the two main ones. There are still, like, as you look around, you can see some small fires burning. But, like, as they're losing their...
Yeah, I put them out.
Yeah.
How can fire burn in space?
magic. I don't know.
We don't
There was a
know.
lot of paper here that like they were probably in the progress of dying out, but you managed to save some stuff that is useful. There's some important looking papers and journals there, and a very shiny pen that looks like it would be really cool if anybody wants a fancy shiny pen. Might be magic, who knows?
Pen? I like
I'll
pens.
worry about that when we're not.
You see a
Shaylin's
shiny,
more
you're like, hey, I
important
did
than
the
getting
fire.
the healing
So
potion.
you
Yeah, I get distracted by ooh shinies.
Okay, so Agnes, you see, like, there's a little journal that seems like it's written in a strange language, maybe in code, you're not sure. And there's like a little drawing of a sketch of a small humanoid who looks vaguely halfling, but also, unlike any race of people you're familiar with, kind of holding a tall staff that splits into a sling. And
Hashtag comprehend languages.
okay, you can tell that it is written in Elvish, but it still seems to be written in code.
Okay. Is there an elf among us?
Yeah, that's kitten.
Yes.
Also, there's a couple half elves, but you can guess with all the paperwork, and there's just a chalkboard covered in math that just says "Do not erase ever." This is probably Kitten's office. But yeah, you see a shiny pen, and that is a scribe's pen. And I will give you a card for that in a moment.
Yay! I like pens. I like shiny.
I feel like everybody should grab a plant and like
Go explore.
go just salvage some stuff and bring back whatever we can find.
That sounds like a good plan. The scientists, all as one, nod approvingly, like, "Yes, please go salvage.
I
We
was
will reconvene." And
I was talking to you also.
oh, yes, we can do that. Recruiter's like, "Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'll go do that. I'll take a plant. Okay."
You all do that, and I'll be responsible for making lunch.
Oh, I like lunch. I'm very hungry. Please don't eat the frogs.
What do we know about these wings before we head out? Like, do we know what these rooms are?
So this whole department is like it's part of the chemistry department, part of the physics department. There's a little bit of a lot of them. There's some like dorm type stuff. You can see there's apartments of rooms where people lived.
Also, could you squiggle out any walls that don't matter?
I don't think any
Sure.
of them do.
Yeah, I'm gonna say go ahead and assume they're bullshit. Honestly, there's
Okay.
basically no roof, so even tall walls you could probably just climb right over.
Yeah.
With little effort.
All right. Shaylin's
walls
grabbing
are a
all the healing
suggestion.
potions from this room.
Okay, so you find 3 healing potions. Where is that card? Stand by while I find.
Distribute these later.
Yeah, characters. No. Oh my gosh.
How many healing potions did I have before?
I have too many folders. Items, there we go.
1 potion of healing. So
And
I
I will
have
drag
4 in
this
total
into
now.
the Discord. So yeah, 3 potions of just regular potions of healing.
Okay.
Or whatever the low one is. So not a super high one. Oh my gosh, come on. Folder. Do your thing. Scribe's pen. There you go. Upload. Okay. That is 1. Yes, so everybody gets a bush and goes wandering. Just tell me where you guys wander to. Like I said, it's there's not a whole lot of organization here. There's a bit of a looks like a private library to one side. It's not the library, but it seems to be a section of it. There's a
Vanro goes floating off in this direction.
okay.
Yandel goes south.
To the upper right. Or where'd you go? Okay, Vanril is floating off towards. So you're heading towards basically where the observatory was. There was that's like the astronomy type area. There's a fragment of a telescope that you can see, cleaved perfectly in half. It's pretty cool to see the inside workings of it, but also very sad that that is a useless telescope right now.
Hmm.
And as you stop to explore that first hallway, stand by while I check the room list. You see that there's rooms with lots of blankets and stuff that could be used for warmth. You see some closets of fancy clothes if you guys wanted some different clothes. Um, and you see in this particular room just a really nice looking tea kettle. Something about it looks fancy, but it's just a tea kettle, as far as you can tell. And that's Vanril for now. Yen, where did you go? South?
Southward to check
Southward.
these 2 rooms.
Alright. You found actually Threed Wanabadong's house, apartment type area. As you can see, he likes to collect costumey bits.
Okay.
And you actually find a couple things. You find a book.
Yoink.
It looks like a handwritten book. It looks like he's been working on a novel of some sort. Do you open the book?
It's a novel.
Yeah, it looks like he's writing a book.
I opened it to look at the inside.
All right. It appears to be a romance novel set in the Underdark. That's just titled "Just One Layer of Gray."
He finds it distasteful and closes it. Leaves it where he found it.
And you see a chest full of cool costume supplies, and you see a cloak of many fashions in there, and also like a fashionable domino mask.
A domino mask.
It's not magic though; it's just a cool looking one. But
Okay.
there is a cloak of many fashions.
I'll grab the cloak. And if that is all, I'll move to the next room.
Agnes, are you exploring?
Yes, I shall explore. Let's see. I'm gonna go up here and kind of poke around. Why is there a dead human over here?
Oh, you found the intern, Steve.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah,
Oh, well, that's tragic.
that is tragic. So he looks like he was split perfectly in two when this event happened. And everyone else, and apparently he was been there the whole time, but everybody was so stunned by this event that nobody noticed there was a body there. Oh, yep, Steve. Poor Steve. Yend, if you were there, you would recognize him as somebody who used to work in the library and like very like overly enthusiastically, passively, aggressively remind you to return those books that you borrowed.
All right.
He seemed to be one of Leopold's apprentices and thought Leopold was pretty great. And nobody seems to miss Steve. Although several of the scientists are like, "Oh, we should probably do something about that. Maybe we should like covering up." Error, that's your job, right? Error, can you like take care of this? And Error the goblin will grudgingly find a blanket and kind of lay it over the body and start dragging it off to the side. Okay. Agnes.
I'm gonna, like, I guess. Well, what walls are
Oh, wait.
destroyed?
No, you found something else over there too. Sorry, were you up in this room also?
Yeah, I was like heading up into this room when I saw a Steve.
Yeah, you saw Steve on the way to. You found a little snack shack. It's
Ooh,
not
snacks.
it's not a cafeteria, but it is it's just like a little booth for the scientists to go grab like, prepackaged peanuts or something, an energy bar or something, if they don't have the energy to make it all the way to the cafeteria. Because the institute it's a big place and there's several wine. You can kind of tell from the layout of this place. It doesn't really make sense. It's kind of a maze. So you found enough snacks to last you like 3 days in there. There's also like a bottle of wine that hasn't been opened. Make a perception check.
Perception check is 20 this time.
You hear something in the snack shack.
Oh my gosh.
Munching sounds.
It's a
And at
snack.
first, it's a snack. The snack is eating the other snacks, and you look under the table, and there's a tiny dragon under the table.
Hi, baby.
Head shoved into a bag of potato chips. And when you talk to it, it like pulls its head up in alarm, does like the dramatic gopher at you, and then it kind of shrieks at you and coughs out a little puff of fire, and then scurries to like hide
No, no,
further.
no. I have
Into its bag.
takoyaki. Here, I reach in and grab some takoyaki and say, "Hey, you want some takoyaki, little one?"
Make a animal handling check.
Oh, I suck at animal handling. Yeah, I'm not good at animal handling.
There's a house plant, as it turns out. Also, there's lots of there's like a potato that fell under there, and they forgot about it, and it started sprouting. That is why it can breathe in space.
Okay.
In case anybody was wondering.
Okay.
It looks like how's it breathing in space?
I'm terrible at animal handling.
That's
so,
alright. However, I'm gonna say the takoyaki is pretty tempting, so it does eventually kind of come out and cautiously try to snatch it from you.
would you like to come and join on more snack adventures? Here, I have some salted fish too.
Whoa. It kind of tilts its head and it scurries a little bit closer.
And I reach into my pouch and pull out salted fish. Yeah, more fish snacks. I got
Bread.
fish snacks and bread
Whoa.
snacks.
Oh. Branwyn
Oh.
kind of peeks out from. Is Branwyn with you at this moment?
Branwyn is supposed to be with me, but you put him under the machine.
Oh, I just put him there to keep him out of the way of the map.
He's technically with me.
Okay, so he kind of like peeks his head around the corner and does like a little castanet crab dance. And he's like, "Hi, I was cursed by a warlock." And the dragon looks at it and like looks really excited and does like a little cat tail wag and licks its chops.
No eating Branwyn, but you can play. Don't eat him. I will be sad.
It just kind of snorts a little smoke puff at you.
I'll give you salted fish, but you cannot eat Branwyn.
Okay. You've befriended it to the point where it's gonna follow you out of curiosity now, since it seems that you have lots of tasty foods on you.
Yes. Can I name the little baby dragon?
Well, we gotta find out.
Okay.
I mean, you can give it a name. It may have another name already.
Well, I will ask its name when it's able to talk to me.
Sorry, who is next?
I guess I could go.
Sure. Shaylin, where are you? Bats, you're to the left. Okay, cool. You're
Yeah.
in like one of the apartments.
Yep.
Da.
Looking and fishing and perception.
Yeah, or in investigation, perception.
Oh wait, is investigation a thing now?
It is. I don't know. Are you looking
It
for
is.
the bubble
Investigation.
thing? That
Oh, a -1. Oh boy.
roll perception. Whatever. Roll whichever one's better for you.
All right, perception.
While I try to find my list again.
26.
26. You see all the things.
How do you have a +6 on perception?
From the Dungeoneering.
The background.
Oh, interesting.
Where's that list? Okay, first of all, you find you don't see them in here, but there's some fish tanks, just like some pet
Mhm.
fish tanks, and there's two little barrels next to the tanks, and one of them has fresh water and one of them has salt water. So you have at least a small amount of water, but you guys also have someone who can create water and food, so that's probably not a big deal. But there's more water. And you also see a little weird. It looks like a fishbowl, but you get the
Fishbowl?
impression that this might be the breathing bubble, like a round fishbowl. It kind of looks like, or perhaps a thing that you could put on your head.
Well, Shaylin doesn't know any better, so she tries putting it on her head.
Cool. You find that you can breathe a little
Oh.
bit when you go into the spacey place. Let me just put that in the Discord.
I'm
That
adding
is-
that to her thing for now.
The breathing bubble. Upload. Hey. Translucent bubble-like sphere that has a slightly tacky outer surface. It gives 1 hour of breathable air.
How does it? Oh, regains all expended air daily at dawn.
Yep.
Okay.
You also find, so you found water and the air thing, and with that 20, You notice there's just like a little mirror on one of the desks.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a little hand mirror, and you're just looking. There's cool little trinket stuff, and then you realize there's something weird about this mirror. You're looking directly at it, but it's showing the back of your head.
Shaylin takes the mirror and examines the back of her head and like,
You're like, wow, I
hair
didn't know
look good.
my hair parted that way.
And then she tries to comb her hair, but fishbowl on her head.
Yeah, it runs into the fishbowl, and you just hear it tonk tonk.
But she takes the mirror with her.
Okay.
Is it a compact mirror or a big mirror?
It's just like a little hand mirror.
Okay, Shaylin pockets it.
Yep. Just a weirdo mirror that for some reason doesn't quite mirror right. You got to go to Emmer. You're cooking, right?
Yup.
What you cooking?
I'm creating food and water.
Oh, okay.
Courtesy of Thor.
Any specific food or water, or is it just kind of a
According to the
bland
description of the spell, it's bland but nourishing, so I imagine it's just like pots of oatmeal.
oatmeal? Oatmeal. Okay. You cook it up. How long does it take you to do that spell? I forget.
Instantaneous.
Oh, okay. Cool. Nice.
Creates 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water on the ground or in containers within a range enough to sustain up to 15 humanoids or 5 steeds for 24 hours. Food's bland but nourishing and spoils if uneaten after 24 hours. The water is clean and doesn't go bad.
A couple of them will actually go try to recover some things. I don't know how to get over here. Boing. Okay, I'm a frog.
Vanril is totally looting just all of the inventory, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. Remind me where you are. You're up in observatory land. There's all kinds of astronomy stuff. You get the impression that like this is probably where Rudo hung out and worked and stuff. There's again lots of cool trinkets. There's a collection of small pressed butterflies. There's one of those little birds that like if you push it, it like bobs its head into a glass of water over and over again. Let's see. Oh, there's also a cool little clockwork amulet type thing that looks fancy.
Okay, I grab everything, stuff it into my sack, and head back to the main bubble.
Okay. You found. Oh no! Did I close it? Come back. Ah. You found a clockwork amulet, and I'll have to look up the description again in a second. Alright, you got bring your stuff back. Dwemer, since you're just cooking, make a perception check while you're cooking, I guess. $17. So there's some weird items in this room too. You notice you're like in the middle of brewing up this oatmeal, and for some reason a tiny painting on one of the walls catches your eye, and you just have a moment being like, "What in Thor's name? But what by Thor's hammer?" There's a tiny, like artistically painted of two hamsters dueling it to the death, and one of the hamsters has a tiny katana, and the other hamster has like a bow staff. And you're just struck by like, what? Why? Who would even paint this thing? But anyways, that's the trinket you found. Congrats.
Hamster portrait.
A hamster portrait. Cool. Hamster wars, yes. They both look very majestic. They're wearing tiny suits of armor.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Shaylin did that part. Oh, Shaylin, also in the other part of the room, you see what looks like, Error's bedroom. Error, the little goblin. I am Error. You were guessing this because there's some badly carved little goblin figures, and two of them are identical. And you know that Error has an identical twin named Odor.
Okay, Shaylin takes those as well.
Okay.
And then in this room,
In that room, roll another check.
do, do, do. 12, so not great.
Let's see. Just see it. You see a really cool pair of bronze scissors that are shaped like leaping dolphins. They don't do anything, but they're fancy scissors.
Jalen takes them because they are unusual, and she's
Yep.
not seen that before.
Fancy, intricate scissors. Okay. Is anybody else exploring any of the other rooms, or are we all reconvening?
I want to know if there's anything else in this room further down.
In
Or is that
in
still
Threed's room?
That's still Threed's room?
Down here.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like somebody's collection of books.
I'll start fishing through it.
Okay. You kind of have to parkour a little bit to go over there.
Yeah.
You find. Where do you find it? Meh. Oh, you find a book, like an Orcish phrase book containing simple phrases for tourists, such as, "Where's the library?" and "Where's the bathroom?" And you get the impression that if you study this for about 10 hours, you could add Orcish to your languages list.
All right. I'll pocket that.
Yep. Shaylin.
Including the phrase, "Please don't kill me, Mr. Doughboy, for not enjoying the fact that my order is late."
Yeah.
This food is not cooked enough. Can I speak to
Jalen's
the
just
manager?
crossing by. But
Can I
I
talk?
just,
Yeah, sure.
I just found it amusing that this hat in particular looks like the hat from A Hat in Time.
Yep.
But yeah, she's exploring down this way now.
Okay, Shaylin, roll me one more perception check.
Not great.
You find a card. Actually, you find like 3 cards, and they look like trading cards of some sort.
Trading cards.
Yeah, like sports trading cards, but these are different kinds of dragons. It has like their little stats on them. So there's a bronze dragon, a green dragon, and then there's a holographic card that says a purple gem dragon. You're like, whoa, I didn't even know they came in gem variants.
Shaylin stares at it for a while and admires it and pockets it.
It's got different little trivia about them, and you get the impression that somebody around here must have collected these dragon trading cards. So perhaps there are more of them scattered throughout the institute.
Shaylin might continue to search in this room for a bit.
That's alright. It's a collectible. Okay. Did I hit everybody? I think.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, I'm going to just continue to explore it this way, so...
Okay.
If that's the only book I found in that collection.
There's a lot of books there. There's a book of just dad jokes.
Yeah.
You're not sure whose office this is, but you're starting to maybe it's also still 3. You're not really sure.
Yeah, I'm judging that person harshly now.
Yeah. There's also a collection of cool bottles and stuff here. Threed is into onerology, which means that he like studies dreams and things. So there's a lot of books on interpreting dreams. There's a book that's like a mystery book about the unsolved case of the Baku mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got two bullywugs. It looks like a Hardy Boys book, but they're
Right.
2 bullywugs instead of humans.
So there's nothing academic in here. This is all.
No, he reads garbage.
Yeah. All right. Well, I take my book on orc, and I return.
Yeah, his tourist book is probably the most academic thing he has.
The orc thing.
Yeah, the orc language book.
Mm-hmm. When I come back into the room, I'm like, does anybody want to learn the orcish tongue? And I just put the book down on the table.
Okay.
Dwemer raises an eyebrow, looks at it pointedly, and tries not to spit at it.
Vanderl, yes.
Did anyone investigate this little thing over here?
Let me see. over there.
I assume that I
getting
did.
past- Yeah, I think getting past through there. There's lots of clothes. Like I said, if you end up feeling like you're gonna be cold, there's house plants and there's lots of blankets, and you can find snacks. So
Nice.
for acquiring useful stuff, that happens. Uh, you have the means to at least keep yourselves fed and with water and sort of warm and with air for the time being, at least. And yeah, Dwemer's making a whole pot of oatmeal for you guys. So you don't need to worry about surviving for the time being, bats aside, unless everybody roll a perception check.
Oh boy. Eh.
Oh, Agnes, did you bring the pseudo dragon back? I forget.
Yes, I'm bringing the little tiny baby dragon with me. I
Okay.
just hadn't managed to come back into the bubble yet.
Okay, one of the scientists will just be like, "Oh, is that Larry?" And like you vaguely remember that Chaka. Chaka's like, "Larry." She's got a pet pseudo dragon. Larry, I didn't know where you went.
Well, I have Larry.
Yes, but he seems to really like you now, since you are holding all the food. So even though Chaka's like, "Come back to me, baby," he's ignoring her.
Oh.
You're his new friend. You're his new best friend. You've got the takoyaki and the crab
And the fish.
and the fish. It's all good. Let's see. We got a oh my gosh. 12, 5, 11, 5. Agnes, you're our only hope.
We didn't do very good.
Roll a
Oh,
perception.
for perception? Oh
Yep.
god. This is not good.
Well, anyways, so you guys have a delicious oatmeal dinner. It's I mean it's okay. It's oatmeal. How do you guys feel about oatmeal?
It's hard to feel anything about oatmeal.
It's nourishment.
Technically.
Caitlin has the bread and the apples and the food.
Yeah, but Dwemer started making oh, are you adding that to the oatmeal?
Or just as sides for the oatmeal.
Okay, that's true. That's something else. There's also dino meat, and
But we
Agnes
can't
found a whole
cook it?
bunch of potato chips and peanuts and stuff, snack food.
I don't think we can cook the dino meat, or how are we cooking the oatmeal?
He's using magic.
Oh, then Shaylin offers some of the dino meat to cook.
Yep.
It don't work like that, lad.
If you have a way to magically warm something, so if anybody has, for example, prestidigitation, where you can magically warm food,
Mm-hmm.
that could be useful for that.
Can Druidcraft do that?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, fuck it.
I can light a small fire.
There you go.
That is the best I can do.
Yeah. I mean, you don't see the bubble shrink at all when you're doing that, but you get the impression that if you left a fire running full time, it
Yeah.
would affect the oxygen supply in there. But
Mhm.
for like a tiny candle worth of fire, you're probably good. At this point, Rudo and Kithen, who seem to be the two thinkers and planners in this group, kind of try to gather everyone around and be like, all right, so we're stuck in space. Let's I guess let's form a plan. We can't stay here, I don't think. Should we try to Can we try to move the building? Do we want to try to Are we just going to wait for the administrator to get in contact with us again? What can we do? Does anyone know plane shifting magic? And they're
No.
just kind of brainstorming and throwing out ideas, being like, is there any way out of this mess? And the ultimate answer is no.
Yeah, no, I'm with them. Like, waiting on the administrator, seeing if we can move this stuff. But I don't know that that's in anybody's capability at this point.
Yend, if you touch at the toast, you get a small static shock from him.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, throughout dinner, I'm probably just staring at him and trying to figure out what exactly his deal is.
He just looks a little different for
I
some reason.
I look at him accusatorily and I go, "What did you eat?"
He sticks his tongue in his nose and picks his tongue with his nose.
Ew.
Yeah. Again, maintaining eye contact the entire time. And then one eyeball just kind of drifts to the side. You know, just lizard stuff.
I refuse to believe it's not your fault, you
Oh!
degenerate.
During dinner, Branwyn kind of scuttles away. And then Vanrill, you notice there's a tiny orange crab, like pulling at your pants, and then trying to climb your pants, like some kind of person-shaped mountain. It seems like it's trying to get to the ball. Oh wait, you put that on the table, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I took it back in my pouch.
Oh yeah, it looks like it's trying to find it discovers the blast ball and kind of pokes it with its pincher a couple times.
Bronwyn, no, bad crab.
It kind of like turns back to Angus and does like a happy castanets, you know, and then pokes the thing again and then turns back to you, kind of like smiling.
I
And
hear
then
you
it kind of-
poking the thing. Don't poke the thing.
It pokes it one more time and then says, "It was cursed by a warlock."
Not wrong.
I'm just.
What do you know of the object, little crab?
The crab just kind of startled, forgets that it was crawling on a person and looks up to you and like kind of scuttles back a little bit and castanets little claws a little nervously and it's like, "Hi, I was cursed by a warlock." And then it scuttles frantically back to Angus.
I'm not
Agnes.
Angus.
Agnes, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. My brain's dumb.
Shaylin goes over to the crab and tries to communicate in hand gestures with it.
Okay. So you're also
I think
making
this is animal
pinchy.
or Animir.
Sure.
All right.
This crab appears to be speaking common.
But it's only saying one thing.
Well, technically it said two things.
So let's see.
I push at the book on the Orcish language and say, "You need this."
Let's see.
Starts
There is
pinching through it.
animal handling.
Awkwardly with its pinchers.
So Shaylin tries to communicate in charades with the crab.
Okay. You guys start doing a little sideways scuttle dance.
Yep.
And you guys watch as Shaylin and the crabs scuttle dance for a little bit. And you don't really learn anything from the crab except that it tells you a couple more times that it was cursed by a warlock.
Shaylin nods and then clicks her fingers like crab claws.
Excellent. Alright, Branwyn scuttled back to Agnes. Good.
I pat.
Pat. Also, during this time, who of you has healing spells again? I know Dwemer.
Me.
I do.
I have healing.
Shaylin is going to awkwardly clear her throat and be like, could somebody, and I apologize for, I know your magic's important, but could somebody, do something about my hand? And you can see that her hand is pretty badly burned.
Hey,
Hey!
who's needing healing?
Say again?
Who's needing healing?
Kithin, the elf. Looks like her arm got charred when they were in the plane of fire.
And why didn't you bring this to our attention earlier?
There was other things to worry about, and other people who had worse injuries than I. Just kind of cast a glance at Fen, who is still just kind of sitting there, munching on chips with one hand.
I cast healing word.
Healing word? Okay.
The elf.
She gives you a very polite, cordial nod. You get the impression you've probably seen this character around the Institute. She doesn't talk much. She looks pretty serious most of the time. She's kind of a grump. But she seems appreciative. Healing word? Okay.
Healing word.
She gives you a very polite, cordial nod. You get the impression you've probably seen this character around the Institute. She doesn't talk much. She looks pretty serious most of the time. She's kind of a grump. But she seems appreciative. She seems like she's keeping her cool together more than most of the other scientists who are in various states of panic or just, just kind of staring up into space like, what's going on here? I don't know. Anyways, speaking of staring off into space, some time passes while you eat stuff, and then you feel kind of a rumble in the building. And then you feel another, bigger rumble.
Now what?
And you realize that debris is hitting the building now. And you guys have drifted into kind of an asteroid field.
Oh,
Which way are the
perfect.
meteors coming from?
That's a
Like,
good
are
point.
they arcing down this way?
Down from the top, you mean?
Yeah, like diagonally from
Yeah.
top left to down right.
Yeah, we'll say that. Top left to down right.
Okay.
And you can see that there's a pretty good grouping of them. Some smaller ones had hit and are breaking off a piece of this room up here. But you can see that there's some larger ones approaching that may need attending to, or you're going to lose one of those rooms up there shortly.
Oh boy.
Brr, brr.
Well, I'm gonna. Well. Everybody grab
Or-
a plant, I guess.
Figure out where the rocks are, or you can probably tell
And-
because they're moving. Sorry.
That's enough.
What are you doing?
Everybody grab a plant, I guess.
Just snag plant.
Mm-hmm.
Plant is grabbed.
Gib plant. I cannot touch plant.
Oh, sorry. Some of them do not have abilities to
It's fine.
touch.
What's Error doing out here?
Just hanging out with Steve, apparently.
Out there.
You know, I don't.
He's just giving a memorial to Steve.
Get back in
Yep.
the bubble, Goblin.
He's got a jar on his head. He's fine.
Gremlin.
He flicks you off and walks back in.
Shaylin goes. She goes after the little asteroids, casting jump on herself and jumping after the little ones to knock him out of the way, then jumping back.
Nice.
If that's the thing.
Yeah, sure. I like the idea. Go for it. What? Make a jump check, I guess. Do you forgot-
Maybe
Oh, you don't need.
athletics.
Yeah, I guess do athletics or acrobatics, whichever.
Which am I better at? Athletics or acrobatics? Athletics is +7, acrobatics is +4, so athletics.
Go for it.
Alright. Getting used to the sheet thing.
Everything I have does
+6 on
poison
weird stuff,
damage.
+7. Weird.
As
Nice.
soon as Shaylin is going to be out of the way, Vanril is going to cast Shatter on the asteroids.
Oh, nice. So you just target one grouping and you cast Shattering on it?
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't know if there's a stat block for these rocks, but they have disadvantage.
Alright. What are they rolling?
That's, they would be rolling a save, which is... where are you?
They have no stats, so I'm just rolling straight
It's
d20.
a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, well, they rolled a 7, so I'm guessing at least one of them shatters apart. So Shaylin's tackling that one.
And then bouncing on back.
Yep. Shaylin, did you stop by any chance were you looking around while you were attacking the rocks, or were you just
Nope,
like
just
"Get the
attacking the rocks.
Alright, okay. Just checking.
If you mean by perception, if there's another huge thing on the way, then
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check while you're up there mid-dive.
what would passive perception be?
Kevin asleep. It should be. Let's see if it's on your sheet at all. Your passive perception looks like it's 15.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say, while you're up there jumping, you notice a strange shape moving kind of in your direction. It actually kind of looks like, it's weird. It looks organic, but also kind of looks like a ship. Weirdly.
As Shaylin's bouncing back, she's like, like pointing with all of her hands
In the direction of it.
towards the ship. Yep.
Okay.
Are asteroids still a problem?
Yeah, asteroids are still a problem. I'm gonna say there's three more big ones left, and then you guys are clear of this current issue.
Okay.
So
I, well, I can't do anything. Like, I literally don't have anything that will affect these,
Okay.
unless they're susceptible to poison damage. So I'm going to investigate the thing that Shaylin's pointing at.
All right. You take a good hard look at it. I feel like you don't really need to roll a perception check. You can probably just see it.
Mhm.
It definitely looks like it's as if a sailing ship was made out of a living creature. In a weird way, like you can tell that it has sails, not fins,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got some kind of weird spirally, tentacly front to it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh huh.
So out of character, I know what this is. What does Yend know about illithids?
Good question. What does Yen know about illithids? Not quite a whale.
Not too much.
You're like, well, it's pretty ominous looking, but also it appears to be some kind of spaceship, so that might be useful. And it does seem to be heading right for this vessel. I guess we're calling this.
Yend tries to make himself feel better by convincing himself that because it appears to be a living thing, he can probably actually harm it.
Okay.
But he returns to the bubble.
Does anybody else want to attempt to break up the asteroids? Also, you've been given news that there seems to be some kind of creepy ship heading towards you.
Yeah, I return to the bubble and I'm like, there's a vessel approaching. Or a creature. I'm not certain.
Shaylin goes for maybe this. How big is the smallest of the last three asteroids? Like this big or this big?
We'll say the small one.
This one? Okay.
Yep.
Shaylin at least attempts to do that. She was glad that Yend saw the ship, so somebody knows about it.
Yep.
She tries to take care of the thing and then bounces on back again.
Okay. I'm going to show you guys a picture, but I can't show it on the stream, so I'm going to put it in Discord.
Mhm.
Chris, just don't put it on Twitch.
Yeah, I got you.
It looks like this.
Ooh,
Yeah, of course it does.
that's cool.
And now we know how it's equipped.
Hey, it's almost convenient. Like the stat card might be sort of useful in maybe
If we believed in metagaming.
if you lived in metagame. Yeah. Anyways, Shaylin, you managed to move others out of the way. Agnes, do you have anything you can use on the asteroids? Are you tapped?
Not so much as tapped, as that all I have is Shatter and Thunder Wave.
Shatter seemed to work pretty well on the one of them already. Actually,
Alright.
Thunder Wave would be good too because it pushes things away.
Yeah, so
You guys be right
I'll-
next,
where are the asteroids coming from again?
the upper left.
Upper left. Oh, these big boys.
Yeah,
Okay. Let's see. How far is that?
We'll say.
Oh, I can chuck it out there.
Yeah.
I cast Thunder Wave.
Thunder Wave. Alright.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
It needs to make a roll of some sort.
The Constitution. How
Oh.
does a rock make a Constitution save?
I don't think it can.
Oh, it fails anyway.
Yeah,
Yep,
I don't think objects can save.
Yeah.
And I think objects also are extra weak against shatter. So, anyways, you managed to destroy or push back the major ones, so that you guys are no longer in danger at the moment from debris, and now you have a perfectly clear view of this creepy ship approaching you. With glowing red lights. You have no doubt that it is indeed some kind of starship.
Is it coming right for us?
It's coming right for you.
Fantastic.
And I think there is probably where we're gonna end for today.
Jump cut to the road to Fairbrook.
Yeah. Yep.
Zakar sneezes.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like I probably had things that I missed out on telling you guys, but I'm glad that you guys explored a lot and stuff, so that's
Yep.
good.
Oh boy. Tune in next week for Nightmare, you know.
Not next week, 2 weeks.
Tune in next time
Mind
for
Flayers.
nightmare scenarios.
Yay! What's a space game without alien and
Without
horror type
aliens?
stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin, wake up! The game's over.
No, I'm awake.
Woo.
Okay. Cool. Well, thank you for playing, sir. There wasn't a whole lot of action this time. It was mostly just minions, but you're in space.
When have we ever complained about minions?
I don't know. I hope you guys had fun. Did anyone have any questions? I know I talked too much again. I'm sorry.
I don't think so.
When saving this video, use the Reptar head for the icon.
The YouTube thumbnail is just the Reptar head, no context.
Yeah.
What's behind? There's something dead behind Reptar. Is there is there a monster back there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If you guys were gonna turn
Yeah.
one of the Mylock, what are they called?
Minoc.
Into
Mm-hmm.
some kind of bat.
All right.
Virgin thing.
Good night, Twitch.
Good night, Twitch.
Good night, Twitch.
Good night, Twitch.
Twitch chan.
Thank you everybody for playing. It is good to play